Hey guys, how's it going? I want to start a series called 31 Days of Wisdom, and essentially what I'm going to do is go through each proverb every day for 31 days and pick one verse that was highlighted to me, one or two verses, and then share them with you and what was highlighted to me about that verse. So today is Proverbs Chapter 1 because it's the first of the month, and we're going to go ahead and read a couple of verses really quickly. So Proverbs Chapter 1, starting from verse 1, going down to verse 6. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. What I want to highlight in this verse is add to their learning. What's super interesting to me is that it doesn't say let the dumb listen and add to their learning. It says let the wise listen and add to their learning. What does that tell us? It tells us that wise people don't stop learning. A lot of times there's a perception in the world that smart people they're born smart. They come out their mom smart, and they don't need to continue to develop, continue to learn, and continue to grow in wisdom. But the proverb here tells us that wisdom or wise people continue to add to their learning. It could look different for everybody. So for one person it might mean going to college. For one person it might mean learning a skill, learning a trade, learning how to do something with their hands, learning how to do something with their heads, right? With their mind. The point of the matter is learning is going to be a never-ending journey. And the beautiful thing about God is that He's everlasting. So He's never ending, He's never going to cease. So He always has more to share. As human beings, we're finite. So we have an expiration date, we have a start date and an expiration date, kind of like your milk. But God doesn't have a beginning or an end. He's going to always have something to say. He's always going to have something to teach. Our responsibility as His children, as human beings, is always to be willing to learn. Learn from Him. What does God want you to learn? And these are the things that you can ask Him. You can say, God, what direction do you want my life to go in? What direction are you taking me in now, today, next year, in the next 5 years? And sometimes God lays it out as a big plan, and most of the time I found out He usually doesn't. What God usually does with me is He gives me a play-by-play. So He doesn't tell me what I'm gonna do in 2 plays from now, using a football analogy. He usually just tells me what I'm doing the next play, and I just have to trust Him for the next play, and then I have to trust that He's gonna tell me what the next drive is going to look like. How am I going to get a touchdown? He kind of just lays it out for me. All of it comes back to learning though. Are you going to listen to God? Are you going to add to your learning? Wisdom tells us to do that. And wisdom also says, just like Solomon, that you're not dumb for wanting to add to your learning. You're wise for wanting to add to your learning. Do that today. Ask God, what can you learn? Where can you improve? Where can you develop? And I know God's going to answer that prayer for you. And look for those opportunities each and every day. Love you guys.